right?
We're going on Kovish. Yeah, Balzen. So the fact that Tosis Yantiv, to me, the beside Peg Zayin, the Shvi is Tanan, Vered, Chodesh, Kovshu, B'Shemen, that's like a rose, it has some kind of time to it. B'Shemen, Yoshin, Shemini, Mino, the Kovish Oysa. One Mishnah, not a Mishnah. V'Sutnan, also Peg Tes, Mishnah Hey, HaKovish Shloisha Kavosim, Shemini, Nam Mino, the Kovish Oyseres. Second Mishnah, that the Kovish does Asa. Mitzasi the Rash, Le'el Mishnah Ches, Mitzasi getroffen. Mitzasi the Rash is the staple for the Mishnah. All right. Mishnah Ches, Shekosiv, is Elu Shoyne, the Kamen Amastis in the Chagov and Tameim, Shenich B'Shu, by Chagovim, Tameim, the Chagov, which are also those types of grasshoppers, which that min is also, Shenich B'Shu, Gasinon, B'Yishalmi, Yochanan. So you see here that the Tosha did have the Yishalmi, less kind of Nechboshim, El Nishlokim. You can't say Nechboshim, because Nechboshim is Kovish K'mavushel. They frag the Tosis Yontu. The Kovish Arei Kerusa. Kovish is like it's hot. Mashma da Kula Masnisin the Koi. The Kol Heichad it's not in Kedisha. Taninon Shuluka B'Mkoima. You have to be good is Shuluka. Mitzarech Leime. So what's going to be Sholuk better? Pocha is Mivushel. Sholuk. The word Sholuk means it's a type of degree of cooking which is less hot or less than a Mivushel. Because Kovish K'mavushel, it would asa. What do you mean doesn't asa? Huh? Lukewarm, yeah, something less than the heat. I don't know exactly what the
fire is not on. Hot water, but the fire is not on.
Okay, whatever you want to say. Af agav the noke b'say behem ha'makasho showing the Mesachah b'bishul adraba bishul tvei mishlika u'Mesachah yoyse. Miu zokte b'pei kol abos and mashme behedid the shlika tvei min bushul. Shlika is hotter than bishul. So if you say Kovish Arei K'mavushel, so how's it going to work? What?
Is temperature different, or is the same temperature just a longer time in the temperature?
I don't know. What's the shkol? But upon him, it's not the same. If he's there, so he's mounting a whole bunch of questions here. What's this Kovish? Tell me Kovish is mutter. When is going? Gan Shas is Kovish is not mutter. Well, if he's there, Mishnah is the Hochi Kaimim B'Kusha. After Kasha of the Allah Mishnah is over here doesn't add up to the rest of Gan Shas. Umimi is not Berish Begdal the Maisis has Shoylik. V'loy Tony Hamavashel says the word Shoylik, doesn't say the word Mavashel. Mashma Shuhu Rabusa V'Tony has Shoylik Afapi Shuhu Pochas Mibishel V'Tachliyin. So that's even worse. So they tell me that it's also Gam Yeshi to me is Gedoylis Al Shnei Sugas the Babli. He has two big kashas and two sugas in Chulin, Sech Chulin, Pegid and Osha, Tapsadik Zayin. The Amar Shmuel. Kovish Arei K'mavushel. That's K'mavushel. It doesn't understand with this Mishnah. This is a man from the Gemara, not in the Mishnah, but the Gemara doesn't understand with this Mishnah. Uperi Kol Abosi Yisen Hami Lahod Shmuel V'Daf Kaf Yiral Pal Kosin Rabbi Amar Yochanan the Kovish Arei K'mavushel. Shmuel is arguing with Rabbi Yochanan. Shmuel says Kovish K'mavushel. Rabbi Yochanan says not. Fact that Tosis Yontu V'Amayla Ma'isi Mishnah Yisal Olu L'Sayat to Rabbi Yochanan. Bring a raya from here to Rabbi Yochanan Kovish Arei K'mavushel. To the Shmuel, frag up the Shmuel for the Mishnah. Shmuel can't go against the Mishnah. This is Chaspam Mishnah. There's no more klekes in the Mishnah. How does this Mishnah stand side of Shmuel, side of Yochanan? V'sud Mishnah is the Shvi is the Yufta of Yochanan. V'seyata the Shmuel. Rabbi Yochanan the B'Yishalmi. Rabbi Yochanan, we're going to learn now. So Rabbi Yochanan the B'Yishalmi. The Magia and the Shlokim B'Mokim Nechvoshim. The Mishnah is the Trumas. The Gemara that we're going to see in a minute. The Kovish Arei Kerissa too. The loike babli the Rabbi Yochanan Kovish Arei K'mavushel. Why do I need Tama Sharama Masayfach of Trumas Hedik the Mishnah is the Trumas Kamoisha and Yin Kavisha. Actually, bring me the Rambam, please. This one is right. The Rambam at the end. This is the end of the Tosis Yontav on this topic. He says the Rambam is not Mishnah the Loshen here. So Bishloime. I can't find a way around the problem, but I go with the Yishalmi. Yishalmi has a different get to say in a minute. But the Rambam Tez Zayin, I think it is. Okay, Tez Zayin. Tez Vav Tes. Tez Vav Tes. Hilchos Trumas HaKovish Yerek Shel Chulin Im Yerek Shel Truma. Our Mishnah Reizeh Mutal Zorim. Why? He teaches the Mishnah, passing the Mishnah, Kol Boshim Zem Zem Mutar. It's talking about Truma with Chul. Like that's a mutter. Stimmt doch nicht mit all these other Mishnayos and Babli, wie stimmt der Rambam mit allen Sachen? Chutz Mine Betzolin, Ba'atzir, B'Shumin, Shim Kovash Yerek, then it's also because that's the Chayse, that's Charif. So what's the Pshat though in the Rambam fragt?
We've been saying all these weeks that you mach me by Truma.
Yeah. Okay, so let's come back in a minute to this Mishnah, but let's learn a Shukha Gemara by say. With that background, the Yontif, let's learn the Gemara. Look the Gemara, on the base of the Vav on the base. Nothing Shukha Gemara, before we get to the Gemara, there's one line here in the Mishnah, or 3 lines, 4 lines in the Mishnah. Beya, huh?
Plugs in Chulin, it covers commercial or not.
What?
Plugs in Chulin, it covers commercial.
Yeah, we're going to Shmuel. So he's asking, how could be a Machlekes Shmuel and Rabbi Yochanan? Zwei Meroim, it's against the Stam Mishnah. Mishnah says over here, it's not Mush.
Maybe if Machlekes in Mishnah is if it's commercial also.
The Mishnah is a Stam Mishnah. Mishnah says, Kol Hanich Boshin Mutorim.
Right.
It's mashma, the Kovish, not Kamushal. It's Mutter.
The Bechon and Chul holds the command on Markov in commercials, that's our mission up here.
Yeah. So when he asked, why, that's what he's asking. Why didn't the Gemara bring a right to Rabbi Yochanan from the Mishnah? And Shmuel says it's Kovish, not Kamushal. Kovish Kamushal is a Shref in the Mishnah. The Monoshal is a Shref.
The Milani says that if you Kovish not less meslays, you could do Adachal Mutor Lechatchil. But more than less,
Okay. There's ways around it, different ways around it. Okay, let's just see what the Gemara. I'm learning the basics first, right? Zog the Mishnah Tzadivom, but just finish it. Not Kovish. Kovish means mesless. Stam Kovish means mesless. Kovish means mesless. Yeah, not Kovish for 2 seconds. That's good. Zog the Mishnah and Tzadivom based on top. Beye shinit v'lo betavlin. You have an egg. And you put spices on the egg, asurim. It's also. What does that mean? Going shel truma. You put on spice shel truma, and you put it on the egg, so the spice is a double charif, and it goes into the egg, and it becomes also means it becomes din from truma. I feel a chelman shelo osim mitnei shuhu belay. Chelman shelo oidim. That's the yolk. Shebefnim oisim mitnei shuhu belay. It's belay bekolshken al chelbon. Vada gewiss, the white part is also it's a belaya from the tablet struma. It is dina from truma. Make vosim memei shalokis, a kovish, and now after the kovish is water from the kvisha. Umei shalokis from type of cooking. Shal truma asur lazam. Both of them are also lazam. Make vosim memei shalokis. Shenir b'shaloi shenir shalom truma. You soak truma in the water. Or you cooked it in the water, sholok, asur l'zorim, the kiblu hatam truma, the makabel hatam from the truma, look them not full, but tavlin or surim shel truma or all the klaikem, he adds on not only truma or the klaikem, whatever it is. I feel the chelmoin or yidim shabei, that's the yolk. Shumi afnim, but gosh gonna chelboin shuhu milakut. That's also it's porous and it's exhaust. Make wasim meishalok, shenich b'shem or shenish l'ku b'hem truma asur l'zorim. So it's a sure. We got to change the gis. Less kind of boshim. Shetach in the mission. Boshim kind of boshim. Not nichbash. Not was marinated. Elo nishlokim. Some type of a cooking nishlokim. Machlekes it's more than bishul. It's less than bishul. But you can't be going here nichboshim because nichbash is not muter. Elo nishlokim. It's talking nishlak. And nishlak was not a regular cooking, it's something less than the real cooking, but nirbash, you put in nirbash, that's stronger. Kavish, kirisachu. Kavish is kirisa. So kavish is really nirbash. So all the kashas that the Tais Yontas is asking, so Mela followed it up. He himself brings that. That's one of the ways around. The problem is, say, we're not talking about kavish, you're talking about nishlak. And nishlak is not kavish. Kavish tak is kirisa, and zikr osa, and the whole issue is here by nishlak. Shine. And here you have machlekes over there, Rabbi Shmuel and Yochanan. That's not going to stem either, because if the Mishnah is talking about nishlak is muter, but kavish would be osis. Again, you have an inference from the Mishnah, right? The Mishnah is talking about nishlak. Nishlak is muter. What about kavish? Imagine the kavish taka would be kavish k'risak. It would be osis. So right to shver from the inference of the Mishnah, or Fushdik Mishnah, shver on the same kasha that the Taisyon, and that's why Taisyon ends off talking about kasha. He's not happy enough to say that the Yishalmi answered the problem.
Boy, Shmuel said the other way. The Shalom is
Shmuel says kavish is a reikum u'mushel, right? So for the Taisyon, why does he bring right from our Mishnah? Now that you go say nishlak, So what's going to be Makovish? Because it'll be also Makovish.
No, because he's going to learn that Shalak is a lot more cooked.
Oh, so Makovish is what Shalak is, more or worse than Krisha?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one way around it. But Akaponim, there would be a raya from the Mishnah, one way or the other. Depends on how you're going to learn. Is Kovish more or less than Nishlak? You have to know what Nishlak is. What?
Maybe that'll be the
Yeah.
Machlokes.
It's a problem here. Because if you go...
No, you don't know what that word means. What's that word mean?
Okay.
What does Shalak mean?
What does Shalak mean?
Meishlok is ein Bruch. It's more Hadoma. You make Hadoma.
1 minute. Look here what the Mepharshim saying. So 1 second. So that's Rabbi Yochanan. So,
Is it?
Maybe that's the Machlokes. Is it more or less?
Let's see the boys. The Mepharshim sagen. Zog the Pnei Moshe. So we're going now with Rabbi Yochanan, right? Rabbi Yochanan takes out the word Kovish from the Mishnah, and he's going Nishlak. Why? Zog Rabbi Yochanan Kovish Kirisachu. If you have Kovish, it's worse, because then it's also. So all these kashas that Tosfos don't have asked, that you don't have Babel, you have Machlokes Shmuel and Rabbi Yochanan. What Kovish is, he has a Mishnah. According to Rabbi Yochanan, you have a Mishnah. The Mishnah says Dafka and Nishlak, but if it would be Kovish is Kamamushal. So Vaitashre, you have a Mishnah, at least an inference from the Mishnah, like Rabbi Yochanan is saying, on what is the din. And Rabbi Yochanan is the one that says over there against Shmuel. It's Kovish is what? Is Lav Kamusha. Shmuel is the one that says Kamusha. That's not the same Rabbi Yochanan. Okay, Zog the Pnei Moshe, Kan Nichboshim, Loi Gasinim B'Masisim Nichboshim, and Nishlokim, Avol Kovish B'Melech. Kovish means what? You salted it, because you marinate it and you're trying to pickle it, right? So that just putting it together, that's nothing. You have to put in salt. It's Kedisa, the Mavushal, then it's considered as is if it's cooked. Because the Melech, the salt has a tendency, has a way of taking it out like it's mavush, and it transfers one. That's what you put in the cover, you take the liver, you put into salt takes it out. That's melicha, because salt has an ability to take something out. So as if it's merusach, so melech, whatever is in the truma goes into the chulin, because melech pulls out, just like it pulls out the dam from a cover, it pulls out the dinam of truma, it pulls it out. The sholek svila Rabbi Yochanan who poches mi bishul. Okay, so the Pnei Moshe, sholek is less than bishul. How do I know that? Because Rabbi Yochanan says so. Kovish kirisachu. Sholek is not sholek. When it says sholek, that's something less than muvushul. Harai is that you see by sholek it's mutter. Truma with something else is mutter. So you see that sholek is less than kovish, and kovish is like bishul. Zok the Menafulda. Less kan nichboshim, loy gasin v'masis nichboshim, the metodim. That would be against the mutter. Elo nishlokim, because the kovish hareyu kirisach v'oiseh, that asses, and nishlokim gasin the gurua mikibish came pirish harash, v'leshtei torchet harash, that is mutter if it's kovish. And not, I'm sorry, kovish would be also nishlokim is mutter. Zok the Rashirila on the right side, 4 lines from the top. Less kan Nichboshim, Pirashli, Mishnah saying, Kovish Kubrusaki, stop at the Talmud, that's not Rabbi Yochanan he's saying that the Mishnah is saying that is a shlok. Okay. Now, having learned that, I'm going to say over the Mishnah Shaina Zuk. Look, the Mishnah Shaina, Kala Nichboshim, Pirish, Elo should see, what's mutter, what does it mean mutter? Elo should see an Abraham shum dam, Elo chluchas bam. It only has the chluchas, and it's not something which is awesome. Mutorim, Elo machaisis. El Mishnah's eye by Zaysim, we find Mishnah's eye by Zaysim asurim. If you put Zaysim, olives, there we say it's awesome. Inu nami domin lechaisis, that's like luf and onions and garlic. It's charif, it's charif, it's sharp, so onions goes together with the dvarim ma'achaisis. So this is not a shad here. This thing that is charif, what does charif do? It's poilet, it's more tendency to be poilet, or charif is more tendency to be belayah. That's the whole shad, very important concept to know. The charif is not only that it gives out, charif also makes it accept more. When it's charif, it accepts easier. Litin tam ba'acha she'imoy v'loy mahani le'loy meshuvitoy chayifosay mekabel tam mena'acha v'mashme na'avi kamoy meluach shemavliya v'eina beleya mena'tofel. The din is by melech, it's poilet, but it's not beleya. You're there, it's not okay. וזה הפך משאר איסורי ואדרבה. All the other isurim is punkt verkehrt. Bedober charif, noyach yoyse lekabel melita. Something which is charif, it's mekabel. It's boileya, but it's not poilish. Ken kosar mo, yedei kupches, in yereichel, vlav milsi, vim is dober charif. Is dober charif. Then we say reichel lav milsi. Why? Because it gives out, it doesn't take in. But koshkin and mehet charif, reichel milsi. If the heter is a double chaylev, then we say reichel lav milsi because the reich is sharp. It's not belay. Amud mikoshkin omala. Can't go say for oizes. Not by not, but double chaylev lo yishayach not by not, but double chaylev should double chaylev moitzi kol atam min akli. Amakom moken enim avli b'ki rak tzas tam. Okay, this is einzach. Then. But Dain in Yusuf, he says, the Ktoni, Hocha Kol Boshim Miktor, Mashma, Kol HaYirokah Shovim Zeh, Bezeh, all the Yirokahs, Shetach Kol Boshim, Shetach in the Mishnah, right? All the Yirokahs. Havelei, the Poiskin Lichtov came be Yirokahs. Mitzinu, why does it say Kol Boshim? Should say only Yirokahs. Because we're going to see later in the Mishnah, if you keep holds that by Bosa, it's not the same thing. Mitzinu Hilchos Pesach, Shapoiskim Osu, Morur Kovish, it is Osu. So why do we say here kol bosh? Oy the dain in Yusuf lo nishtana hadin kan bedoba charif shenoisen tam bein mekabel tam hefel mishasun. The charif is mekabel, and his mashma that only gives out, doesn't take in. And loma lekosva apoiskin the botzel, onions, adashim, and these adashim lentils hamu visholis ein oisen zeze. The chayre bekvishin ami ma'ir di betzoyne belakvishin kasha tvei heichem etzinu.
That we saw before.
Oh. So what's the answer? So he says, the answer to this is the Noidi Behuda. And the Noidi Behuda says that Akachoch, he has to say, because the Chayma Akusha that the place Yontif is doing over here, that Kol HaYirokas, not all the Yirokas are the same. He brings this to, he says,
Mishnah by Adosha, maybe it's not Mishnah before.
It's the
Adosha number 2. So I was asking
So he says that that everything is different. Not every boss is the same. The Psalm are different, and the Yirokas are different. And only the ones that they asid, the Chomen asid, that's also the other ones are muted. Everyone has his own tendency. Now, how he deals exactly with the Mishnah, but the Shetach in the Mishnah, Kol HaChboshim Zeh Zeh, all the Chboshim Zeh Mutorim. So Feitach the Taisyantiv, all of them are muted, can be all. Chaisis, we know there's different chaisis, only the sharp ones that which they're mentioning, which is the Luf and the Shum, but everything else is not muted. So what's the pshat over here? So he says, you got to be mechalik between the different types of charif, and when it says kol, it's lav dafka. That's the only way I understand how the Lady Buddha is going to learn pshat to answer this question. All right, so the Mishnah weiter, the Gemara weiter. The Gemara weiter. Okay, so that's Rabbi Yochanan. Yochanan is Garish in the Mishnah over here. They're talking the shlokim. Rav Chananya ti toy b'shem Rav Hoshia, chaises v'chaises min b'minoi. Put it in the shop, with the shop, in other words, the luf and the shum and the botzel, you put them one together with the other one, it's called the min b'minoi. And b'minoi is the chaloi botel. That's what we call it. B'kiva mate, B'kiva says that it's mutter, Chom moise, and Chom says that it's also. If Yaseh b'shem Rabbi Yochanan, moide Chom that Rabbi Kiva, what? It's min b'minoi, there's no roiv, it's min b'minoi, there's no shach roiv. There's no roiv, it's min b'minoi, there's no shach roiv. Zogt the Gemara weiter. Rabbi Yaseh b'shem Rabbi Yochanan, moide Chom that Rabbi Kiva, so what does Rabbi Kiva say? By the way, in the other Mishnahs, in the Babli, we go to say Rabbi Yehuda, who holds min b'minoi lebota. Rabbi Kiva mate, v'chom moisen. That if you put anything together, like Rabbi Kiva is all mutter, and Chom say everything is also. Rabbi Yaseh b'shem Rabbi Yochanan, moide Chom that Rabbi Kiva b'bosa, shehu mutter, but everything else is also. Omer Rabbi Yaseh b'idol yatamata adol la'yavina. You didn't know who came. If you wouldn't have said it, I wouldn't know this. Duma lo yisame elo moidi Rabbi Kiva Chachamim bebasa shu asa. Book forget. Rabbi Kiva is not saying the boss is mutter. Kiva says the boss is asa. Again, this thing that we say that gives off a time with one another. This is like a guy some machlokes over here with Tanoim. Let's say the Pnei Moshe. That's kan no choices b'choices shel truma v'shel chulin hey min b'minoi. It's min b'minoi because of the same type of vegetables which the charif. Look at the Kiva Rabbanan he. The Tana comes to Mestisa, and the Tana comes and says it's mutter kechacham and Rabbi Kiva. B'nichboshim zem ma'iri. It's talking about nichbosh. Kunutzras ha-mishnah shelafneinu that we have here that's called nichbosh, and then he says everything is mutter. However, Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Yochanan had a different guess. The first Rabbi Yochanan has a guess not nichbosh. He goes with nishlak. That's going with the Bavli. But again, it doesn't fit exactly with the Bavli because you see, you could have brought an inference from the Mishnah. Rabbi Yosef B'Shem B'Yochanan, you see the big machlokes over here. What exactly is belay from what, nivla from what, is a moedik machlokes in the Yishalmi, which does not appear in the Bavli. This Gemara. Rabbi Yosef B'Shem B'Yochanan moedik chacham Rabbi Kiva b'bosa shehu muter, bosa b'bosa shehu muter. Kloimer Rabbi Yosef Kama. The lo yikidam modem B'Shem B'Yochanan mikora. Not like Rabbi Yochanan said the first Rabbi Yochanan in the Gemara. The lo God is b'masnis nichboshim. You're not going nichboshim. You go is over here. What's muter? Zem nishlokim. V'yu kama b'shmei the gosin nichboshim. Doctor, no, I don't agree. I say you have to be goyis like nichboshim. And the way that I'm on takapaskin nichboshim. Ubim b'chaisis. If this nichboshim was with something which is charif, like the leek and the garlic or the onions, leek it Rabbi Kiva b'svile the mutter. Rabbi Kiva says doesn't matter. It could be sharp. It's still mutter. If you have bossa with bossa, shall issa, shall heta, one bossa was this, one was heta, and the nichbash pickled together, shehu mutter. The svile ain't kavish k'mavus. He holds no, don't give me a problem with kavish k'mavus. I hold ain't kavish k'mavus. I'm going to Rabbi Yosef, either Yisamei Odo, or Avini Nadu Kain. Kloimer, lishitosu the svile, Rabbi Yochanan. The kavish they have mevushul. You hold that kavish is not like mevushul, so therefore it's mutter. We came lamai yitzich lo nashmina ado. Why do you have to tell me mishnah calling the bosim mutarim? Cook the punkt verkehrt and afraid to hakash. What do you need the mishnah for? If kavish not kavush, but after mishnah. Pshita the hochiyu the lepagach chachamim Rabbi Kiva ela b'chaisis. The only mechulik when you have sharp with sharp, but if it's not sharp and it's kavish, everybody knows it's kavish not kavush. It's tiny. The Pnei Moshe. The hoyev is the double charafu. Svile in the noise and time. I feel a bekavish. Eat my kavish. If it's an issa with chaises, the Mishnah said that it's also bechaises. If we keep a matter after bechaises. If Kiva says even bechaises, nichboshim is never also. When is it also? Ava bossa is in bossa. And not yerokis. See, the Mishnah doesn't even say. It says nichboshim. All the nichboshim doesn't even say if it's talking about yerokis and not yerokis. And here you see that Kiva says, "Bossa isim, bossa etem, eichet taste the nesa bekavish." Why all of a sudden you change because it's bossa and it's not yerokis? Why should it be different? Why the Malacham Rabbi Kiva shehu muter? Okay, now I'm doing it. Okay, Sunday Mitzvah Shem what? 7:30. 7:30.
Davening?
Davening. Not them.
Megillah? Then party.
Party all day.
What's the job?
Where's Mat Shabbos? You like Mat Shabbos?
Huh?
We're going to lay Mat Shabbos. Simcha is by me, right? So, what time do you call out the Simcha?
What time is the shir going to start after Megillah on Sunday, Baruch?
Good question. Right after Megillah. Who's the Makoy?
Figure 9:30.
It's about an hour, no?
People coming on
Yeah,
Zoom.
well, it's a 40
Huh?
40 minutes.
40 hours. So take the davening, let's say 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish.
Well,
2 hours here.
No
Shabbos.
Shabbos.
That's 2 hours here.
What?
Kimu, כל היהודים.
What time is Shabbos?